Thank you for that beautiful music. Let's give them another round of applause, the Henrys. And good morning. It's so wonderful to be here. Thank you for having me here. I'm coming again in September. Karen and I confirmed that. And I'm just delighted to be here this morning. And thank you for being here with me. And if you're watching at home, it's always good if you can put up a little heart or a comment or a hello. So if you want, turn around toward the camera and say hello to everybody at home. Hello, everybody at home. Or wherever you are in your car. Be careful driving and watching at the same time. Oh, no, we don't need a lesson in careful driving. Oh, I live in Athens, Georgia, and I've been dog sitting. I do some pet and house sitting for a friend of mine that lives in Atlanta. So I have the joy of driving a little extra to come here, but the great joy is being with her little doggies. There's 5 of them. And 4 of them are Japanese chow doggies. They're just so cute. And they just exude love all the time. They are such a reminder for me to exude love and to approach people and friends with love. Because when I walk in the door after I haven't seen them for maybe a few months, they just all come running up to me and they leap all over me and they're, oh, get me first, pet me first. And I can go in another room for 10 minutes and come back out and they do the same thing all over again. So it just reminds me to be that love, to really be responsive to people that I care about and to others too, to give them that smile. Now, I don't suggest going up to someone you don't know in the grocery store and just like, hi, it's so good to see you, and jumping all over them. But the dogs do it extremely well. Going to talk about the topic of who are you this morning, with a focus on some things that Myrtle and Charles Fillmore had to say, and also Emily Cady. I brought along one of my very favorite books, The Complete Works of H. Emily Cady. I had to get a new one because this one is about falling apart because I love it so much. And it's also painted all different colors inside from all the highlighting and underlining I've done over the years. There's some yellow and there's some green, and I go, oh, and there was some pink. In a Bible scripture, which I chose, Luke chapter 1, verse 37, for nothing will be impossible with God. That's a big statement. For nothing will be impossible with God. Sometimes I personally don't feel like some things are possible. Sometimes it feels like there's a lot of impossibility going on in the world, or stressors or whatever. For nothing will be impossible with God. You might want to think about that a little bit and think of something maybe in your life that is feeling a bit impossible right now. And maybe it just shifts a little by putting our faith in God and Spirit in a higher way of things turning out. And then maybe we'll see some little bits of sunlight here and there, some joy where we haven't been quite able to see it. Thank you, Cheryl, right? Get the name right. Yes, I remembered the name. I'm working on this. For the beautiful introduction and for all the openings that you did this morning, especially for mentioning Memorial Day. I've been thinking about it also and reminded by the news and articles on Memorial Day that it was truly set up for people that lost their life defending the country, doing things for the country. And it took me back to some friends of mine that passed away fighting in Vietnam many years ago. I just came out of high school, was going into college when that time was happening. I thought, oh, that's right. And I thought, well, we send prayers to people that are currently grieving or mourning. We mentioned that. We can do that now, just sending a light to someone that may be going through something, or the passing of a dear one. Close to them have perhaps made their transition. But I was also thinking that why not send a bit of light to someone that passed long ago, like my friends from high school. So I paused and did that this morning. And I thought, well, we believe in our different ways of what happens after we pass. Why not send a thank you and a bit of light, if you want to do that now for just a moment, to someone that may have passed in a war or defending the country or doing that type of good work. Or if you're feeling a little more personal sense of loss or sadness at a transition, just sending some light, sending some love to that dear spirit. Thank you to them. I have an affirmation that I wrote. Moment by moment, my dreams and highest imaginings are coming and becoming reality. Who are you? Who are we? Do you know who you are? I wrote a beginning statement and a closing statement for today, and we'll have some in-between statements that will come from who knows where. Do you know who you are? You are a child of the universe here on a unique, meaningful, important journey, your life, our lives. You are a magnificent miracle. You are a magnificent miracle. You might want to say that or think that. I am a magnificent miracle. And if you're in the grocery store later, someone asks you how you're doing, say, I'm a magnificent miracle, and give them a big grin with it. And if you'd like, you could add, and you are too. And maybe they'll hurry you on. Here you are in this lifetime, chosen and empowered to discover, to create, and to do wonderful things. You've already accomplished some of these things, whether you were aware of them or not, and even more opportunities will continue to appear. That's guaranteed. How might they appear? They might appear as wondrous encounters, relationships, situations, and even those seeming miracles. Some opportunities may appear as challenges, seeming rough patches, difficulties, or tough times. Anyone had a bit of that lately? And tough times or a difficulty. Opportunity to grow, to learn, to bless, to make a difference. Opportunities may appear as words given to you from Source, Spirit, God, the divine, whatever you call the awesomeness of that. And those words will have a dynamic, positive impact on others. So I'm thinking as we learn words and words show up to us, whether we are reading a book or coloring in it, or we get a pause or a thing on the radio just makes us sing, it sings to us. Or we open the page of a book and there's some truth that just makes us feel lit up within. And we can take those words or we can tell that story to others and help light them up within. And whether they appreciate that or not, maybe it might be a while, and they'll say, oh, I remember the other day my friend mentioned this or that, and look, it's showing up again. A reminder, a guide, a sense of a door opening through words. You have gifts that you have already found, called forth, and used. And we all have so many gifts that we have yet to discover. So many gifts. Each day is a gift. Each thought can be a gift. Each connection a gift. Memories can be a gift of like someone giving from long ago. My mother passed about, was it 2006, I believe. So it's been some years, and she still shows up in her wisdom. My dad, too. He shows up more with bird song and how to do my yard work correctly. Like, you're not holding that. The clipper's right. My mom is more ethereal. Little words. Her birthday, 8/28, showing up in incredible ways. I think a lot of my friends are tired of me saying almost once a week, oh, my mom showed up. 8/28, I was driving along in the car and thinking of something else, and then I thought of her, and then I looked at the time, and it was 8/28. We have so many gifts showing up in so many ways. We have gifts in spiritual community like this, where we can come together and support each other and sit in this energy of positive thinking, positive believing, positive knowing, positive energy and vibes. Whatever your journey, by being here in this lifetime, you will continue, we will all continue to navigate through it all, to expand in consciousness and love. That's a lovely way to answer someone when they ask how you're doing. Say, I'm expanding in consciousness and love. Or not. And we create a path which allows even more light to shine through us and which helps others to find their way more easily. So if we think of ourselves on this path, and it's a path that we are helping light up, it's a path where the steps we've taken continue to add light to the world. It's a path where people that we see or hang out with or just connect with or think about, we add light to their path. It's a path where we are in a spot on the earth, outside, inside, somewhere, and even after we leave that spot, we leave our energy there. Not all of it, it's not like losing it, but we leave our light there. Like a magical space that others, and I'm dreaming big here, but that's okay. A magical space that someone else walks through that area where we were just a little while ago, and they absorb something and something shifts a little bit in them. They say, oh, things are working out for me, or oh, I feel a little better, or oh, I'm going to call a friend today and tell them I'm thinking of them, or oh, my health feels a little better. I think we forget how powerful we are. And everyone has that power, not just because we're in unity, but I do love unity. But we have the power to shed light, to raise light, to extend light, to leave light behind us as we walk in this world. And there is light in that same way from those that have trod the path before us. On this Memorial Day and on other days too. Myrtle, Charles, Emily, all the way-seers, all the sacred tradition leaders, leaving their light, allowing their light to shine for us. I see you have some copies of one of the most recent Unity booklets, Mornings with Myrtle. There's some in the back, probably over in the, where we have Karen's Corner. When Unity published these recently, they used quotes from Myrtle and then asked Unity writers to expand on them if they'd like. And as I was looking some of these this morning, didn't have any bookmarks, so I made some very special bookmarks. You can see that in the back. Really special. And if you can't see it at home, it's just a scrap of paper that I tore out of a page. On day 15, well, Myrtle didn't say this on day 15, but it's day 15 in the book, and Myrtle did say it or write it. Light. And I think we talked about this last time when I was here, when we were talking about the creation of the world, and Karen was doing that series, to remind ourselves that we are light. Myrtle said this: God is the only reality of us. That's a big statement. God is the only reality of us. All else is but a shadow that is cast by some foolish belief or unwise combination of thoughts and the elements of being. When we let light flood us with its sunshine, when we let it, see, there's an interaction there. We allow it, we let it. When we let it flood us with its sunshine, all clouds vanish, and we begin to see ourselves in new ways of doing which lead to wholeness and health and satisfaction and growth. We allow that light, the clouds vanish. Have you had any clouds lately? Seem to be a few clouds these days. Letting that light in, thinking about light, allowing light, remembering light, connecting with other light, we're all light workers, but connecting with others that we see as light workers helps dismiss the clouds, helps reduce the clouds, helps with our imaginations, which is our power, one of the 12 powers for the month of June, helps us recreate the clouds so we could literally lay on our backs on a grassy lawn or in the rain if that appeals to you, and play with the clouds. Not only look for things in the clouds, but create something in the clouds. Say, well, I'm going to take that one that looks like a dog, and I'm going to turn it into 5 puppies that are jumping all over me. You are light. What else did Myrtle say? You are a radiating center. I think you've heard that before. There's affirmations like that. I am a radiating center of God's love. I am a radiating center of joy. I am a radiating center of music. I am a radiating center of well-being. I'm a radiating center of health and wealth. Well, she said it a little differently. Busy yourself with the work God gives. Myrtle did love to give advice. She wrote a lot of letters. She's got a book, Myrtle Fillmore's Healing Letters. And people were writing her continually, and she would write back. This is before texting. Busy yourself with the work God gives, and with study and prayer develop into a real companion. You, us, we. Develop into a real companion and a real radiator of happiness and inspiration. There's been days when I don't feel like a happiness center or a center of inspiration. Maybe you have days like that too. But I also know when I'm in those days that I can radiate from a higher point. Maybe I'll meditate. Maybe I'll read something that helps me change my view of the world or what might be going on. Maybe it helps me by calling a friend or reading something that lifts me up. But we are a radiating center. She goes on, Spirit intends you to be a radiating center that will draw to you whatever you need to be well, whatever you need to be strong, we, you, us, whatever we need to be successful and prosperous. We are that radiating center. Who are you? Who are we? We are a radiating center. Someone asks you who you are? That's a good answer. I'm a radiating center. We'll do one more. The truth of our being, such a core unity principle. I've read these things for, gosh, when did I find unity? 1980, a long time ago, probably 44 years ago at least. The truth of our being. So many truths in all those years, and yet easy to forget sometimes, or to find the exact words, or to remember all the things that have worked out in my life, in our lives, rather than focusing on the things that haven't worked. Myrtle said, when we are praying daily and when others are praying for us, we have a very decided part in all that. We are, she gives some advice, we are to cease worrying. We are to cease being anxious and thinking about the past and of apparent lack. We are to concentrate all our attention upon the truth of God and the truth of our own being, upon the very things we would like to see taking place in our lives. Yes, this is basic new thought. This is basic unity. And yet, I forget it. I get caught up in conversations that don't serve me. I get caught up in worries that don't serve me. I get caught up in moments that don't serve me. And I can get caught up in 5 little puppies that love it every time I leave the room because I'm going to come back and they're going to jump all over me again. That's where I want to keep my focus. Here's an exercise for you to do. If you choose, try saying hello more to people you don't know. Being open. I practice this quite a bit. If I'm out walking and I see someone, now I've kind of limited myself because if someone's looking really grouchy or they have their head down or they look like they would, the last thing in the world they want to do is to make eye contact and talk to me, I give them that space and I don't intrude on that. Or if they're busy talking to someone else, if someone's walking along and you make eye contact, you see them for a moment, and just say hello. It works wonders. A person will say hello back. And maybe if there's something on their mind, or if they just want to say a few words, they might say, "Oh, beautiful day, isn't it?" I was walking around a beautiful lake that's in Athens, Georgia. It's on the university campus. It's called Lake Herrick. And it's about a maybe 45-minute walk around it. And I hadn't even realized that college had let out. It was a very quiet day and there weren't any students around, so this happened recently. But I was walking and I heard someone behind me, and there was a young woman, probably in 24 or so, maybe about 30 feet back. And I was wondering if she was kind of slowing her pace because I was ahead of her. Maybe she would want to get around me. She didn't say anything, so I turned around and I said, "Hello." And she said, "Hello." And she said, "I didn't want to scare you," thinking you might think I was following you. And I'm thinking, no, I'm not scared, but I didn't say that. I said, "No, I'm not afraid. Come on." We ended up talking and walking halfway around the lake together. She had just finished one level of schooling for dental school, and now she was going to go to the final medical dental school up in Boston. We talked about, I had so many questions about becoming a dentist and what you got to learn and how many years that would take and why she chose that and where she was going to live in Boston. We had this lovely conversation, and I told her I travel quite a bit, and I take care of puppies, and I get to speak on Sundays, and I'm really happy with my life. It was the most joyful thing. And yes, I had to turn around, and I had to say hello. I doubt that she would have said hello if I had not. Consider that as a little exercise this week or in the weeks ahead. Who can you say hello to? And what might you talk about? We are powerful beyond measure. You are a spirit. You are God walking in this world. That's huge. That might not be the thing you want to say when you say hello to someone you don't know. "Hello, I'm God walking in this world." But I don't know, it might bring a smile. And someone might say, "Hey, yeah, I hear you. I agree. Me too." Where are you? You are in the perfect place to be spirit walking and being in this world. The perfect place. No matter if you don't feel that, or if you don't feel you should be in this space, you should be in another, you are in the perfect place. Whatever we're going through, whatever's going on, we are the perfect people to be where we are. Who are you? We'll finish with this. First, here's what you're not. You are not weak. You are not enough. You're not a pawn of life. You're not just an observer. You are an integral part in the making of a refreshed, reinvigorated, renewed, revolutionized, blooming with loving kindness world. You are powerful beyond measure. You have infinite strength and wisdom and energy. You have all that it takes to continue to create a fabulous life for yourself. You have all that it takes to create a fabulous life for yourself. And if it's already fabulous, that's great. You can raise your hand and go, "Woohoo, it is," and you can make it even more fabulous, fabulouser. Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah, thank you. Anyone else? I have a fabulous life. I woke up this morning. I have a fabulous, turn to someone else, tell them, you have a wonderful life. Look at this music you're creating. You have a fabulous life. We have this fabulous building that we're in. Thank you, God, for this campus of a church that is one of the most beautiful I've ever seen. You have the ability, just by being alive, to make the world an even better place. Pause right now. Sense what it feels like to focus into, to breathe into your heart, your center, your spirit, your brain, your soul, whatever part or parts in or about you that feel like spirit, that feel sacred, loving, connected. Focus on that. Bring it forth. It's available. Even when we might feel unsure, uncertain, know that we are the light of this world. You are the light of the world. It's okay to feel so very good about it. And yes, let that light shine. We move mountains with our faith. You move mountains with your faith. The collective of us moves mountains with our faith. However you want to see that collective. You move hearts with your love. You move the evolution of human consciousness by being the truth and love and consciousness that you are, where you are, who you are, and through you. Like what you're dreaming, those big, lofty dreams of yours. Dream big, lofty dreams. Because what you are is magnificent. Never forget that your life matters. We say that here, we say that to anyone watching at home or later on. Your life matters because of all these things and beyond all these things, and because you're here. You are a part of the divine sacred all. I see that in all of you. We see that in all of you. We see that in each other. If you want to take a look around, see that divine sacred all, the divine sacred allness. See it in yourself. Others see it too right now in you. See the light in someone else. Perhaps give them a nod. Look around, see the light in someone, give them a nod if you wish. Or see it in someone in your imagination. You can send that nod anywhere. Don't need Wi-Fi, right? You can send a sacred nod anywhere to anybody. What about that person you don't want to send a sacred nod to? Oh, it's a good place to start. Close your eyes and see that sacredness in yourself. Why? Because it's so, God is wonderful. So are you. So it is. I'm going to end with a quote from Ernest Holmes, not Unity, but New Thought, founder of Science of Mind. He said this: I am guided by the same intelligence and inspired by the same imagination which scatters the moonbeams across the waves and holds the force of nature in its grasp. Oh, okay, I'll read it again. I am guided by the same intelligence and inspired by the same imagination which scatters the moonbeams across the waves and holds the forces of nature in its grasp. That is what we are also guided by. Thank you, and so it is.